is to share people's incredible stories in the hopes of encouraging you to keep going no matter how hard it is, and to show you how loved you are by your Heavenly Father. You are about to hear Jocelyn's story. Jocelyn died in a car accident when she was in high school. The paramedics were able to revive her, but she spent months in the hospital in a coma. Eventually, she woke up, but she had to relearn who she was. Due to the nature of the accident, Jocelyn was given a settlement, but it was too much money for someone so young, and she ended up using it for the wrong things. A few years later, Jocelyn found herself using drugs, in a violent relationship, and pregnant. She cried out to the Lord, begging to be heard. Watch to see where she ended up. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
And my name is Jocelyn McDonald. I'm 29 years old. And my childhood was great. I had a really good family, and they were all connected. And I hated school. I was never good at school, and I had to go to like different classes to take tests and stuff because I was a lot slower than the other kids. And so that gave me a complex. And I went through grade school, and then I got to high school. I hit it off my freshman year. I was doing okay, you know. I grew up a lot my freshman year, so getting friends was a lot easier, you know. And then my sophomore year, I had a car accident. I was on my way to school with my friends, and the driver and his girlfriend got in a fight, got upset with each other. And he said, "I'll just kill us all," and went up a hill and flipped it and caught on fire. And I was dead for like a couple of seconds, you know. And then they got me in the HVAC, the helicopter, and brought me back to life. And I sat in the Siskins Rehabilitational Hospital for 6 months. I was in a coma, and then I got out of a coma, and I had to learn how to walk and talk and read and write and who I was, you know. And God brought me through that, you know. So then I went back to school the second semester of my sophomore year.
Wow. Was it different?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know nothing. And so having to relearn who I was and how to eat and write, sing, the ABCs, they had to teach me math, like grade school level, all the way back up. They put me right back in my second semester of sophomore year, and I didn't know anything. No, I struggled a lot. So I went to school, and I enjoyed my chorus classes, my music classes. That's what I went to school for, because it wasn't hard to relearn that, you know. Love for music never dies. That's right. Yeah.
Wow. So then you graduated high school?
Oh, yes, I graduated high school. So I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. You know, they have the No Child Left Behind Act, and I believe that's what saved me in school, because I started partying and stuff my junior year, and I started living with my best friend at the time, and drugs were always at her house. So it was easy to get. So I didn't really go to school a lot. After my junior year, I started skipping school and doing what any teenager does, I guess. But I did graduate, and I graduated with the Hope Scholarship.
Okay. Wow. So what happened after graduation?
I met a boy, and the first time I ever fell in love with anybody. He was quite older than me, and I loved him. I'd have done anything in the world for him. And I got a house because my car accident, I got money, you know, from it. And I was too young when I got my money. And I blew it all. But I met him, and we got a place. And yeah, he broke my heart. And I started using a lot and not caring about much of anything.
How long did that last?
For a long time. For a long time.
How long have you been clean?
I've been clean for 2 years now.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
What happened that caused you to quit using and decide that you wanted to?
Okay, I got in trouble in 2021. I got in trouble, and I failed my drug test for probation. And I had to turn myself in, so I decided to run. I was unhappy, but I loved the beach. I loved the weather, and I missed my family. They weren't here, and of course they all knew my situation, but you know, I'm their daughter, so they're going to go back me up no matter what, which is, I don't guess it's a good thing in some ways. But so I got really unhappy, and I ended up in a domestic assault with my boyfriend at the time and went to the hospital, and I found out I was pregnant. And I never thought I could get pregnant. I never wanted to be pregnant, So I had not really known God, but my life was getting rough, and I started praying to him, hoping, somebody actually heard me, to save me or get me out of this life, or I need some help. And I found out I was pregnant, and I changed my life. And I moved back home to Tennessee, and I turned myself in, and I came to True Purpose Ministries.
Wow. That's amazing. So tell me, you said you made the decision to change your life.
Yeah.
How does your life look different today?
Going on 2 years sober. I have my whole family back. My sister and I didn't talk a lot when we were kids, and now she's like my best friend, And I get to be with my mom who got sick, so now I get to help take care of her. And I have a 6-month-old daughter. Her name's Eliza James, and she is my world.
Wonderful. And you get to have her with you. And
oh, yes, in True Purpose. Yeah, she lives with me. I was pregnant in True Purpose, had her there, and I've had her there the whole time. And yeah, and all the women get to keep their babies there.
I love that.
God works miracles, and I really didn't know that until I became one.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. What a challenge that would be, though, from going from such brokenness to just making that decision that you're going to do something about it, and then recognizing that God stepped in and gave you the strength to make that decision. That was, I'm sure, a confusing, hard time.
Yeah. I really couldn't put it all together. That was before I was really into the program. I was like 2 months in, and Emily Sarver and I was on the front porch at True Purpose Home having a conversation like this, and I was telling her a little bit about myself. And I kept saying, I don't know how all of this happened. In the perfect timing, it just all worked out perfectly. And I didn't know that I was doing this, and she just looked at me and she said, it wasn't you, honey. And that was my first but God moment, and that's when I learned that he dances for you when you find him. It makes you want to find him all the time. It makes me want to find him all the time. Yeah.
I love that. So because you've been there, you can speak to people who are still living in brokenness, in addiction, in the party scene, in being just lost and separate from God. What could you say to them? What advice would you give them? What hope could you offer for them?
Don't give up. Trust the process. Don't give up. It's so much better. And, someone asked me the other day, is God real? And I said, well, he's moved in my life, and I see that tangibly. I see evidence of that every day. And multiple women in my home, they all have stories of their own, but I would hate to think that I die and there was a God, and to just think how you get to spend eternity somewhere else. And it's not worth it to me. Yeah. I want to see his face because I know he's real, and I know what he's done for me, and I know what he can do for them, and I know how he can restore families. And I believe wholeheartedly that without him, you can't make it.
Absolutely. I agree. I want to talk about love for a minute.
Okay.
When you were living in the world and didn't know the love of God, I'm curious, what did you think love looked like? And now that you've experienced true love, how is it different?
I didn't know love. I thought I did. I guess it was lust mainly, because the world is lust, You want everything that you can't have, and when you get it, you don't want it anymore. Love was fairy tale-ish to me, because I hadn't really had it. But now I get to look at my daughter every day, And she is so beautiful, and I love her so much. And I get to thank God for miracles like that. You know, love is tangible to me now. I can feel it. I can see it. I can hear it. You know, I believe in it.
I love it. I love your story, and you're getting ready to graduate the program. And I'm sure 2 years ago you didn't.
So you would have never found me nothing like this 2 years ago. No way. I would have not. No. I didn't believe in rehabs, stuff like that. I just thought that's something you got to do on your own. You can do it without a rehab, you know, but it makes it better. I graduate May 2nd. And I'm excited, you know, to go out to do stuff again, get a job and be with my mother, you know, but I'm going to miss this more than life.
Yeah.
Yeah, truly. You get so close to these women and the family and the church and the CRs and the pastors, and you grow to love them and love what they do, and you can feel it when the Spirit lives in you. You know, you feel those things, and I love it.
And that community is so important in your recovery, to have people to talk to and encourage you and hold you accountable, and
yes, ma'am.
All of that. It's such a beautiful piece of the recovery, and the rehab facilities and the programs and churches and all of that. It's just knowing you're not alone, and that means
the world.
Yeah,
means the world. So that's why helping other people in my shoes, it's amazing, you know, and it takes a minute, I guess, for people to understand that God loves you, you know, because people lie all the time. And, but you get in that little honeymoon phase with him, and he starts showing you that he's real and why you need to believe him, and this is real and this is happening, and it's hard to go back.
Well, that's just amazing. And you said you want to help people, and your story will reach people. It will show others what life can be like, that it's not too late, that it doesn't matter what was in your past. Like, you can find this redeeming love.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's just awesome. So I'm so grateful that you came and shared that with us. I know that's not an easy thing to do, to open up and be vulnerable and talk about the mistakes that we've made and the things that we've done, but it will reach people and lives will be changed.
If you don't get it out, you'll never get over it. You'll never move on. It's good, you know? So it's better to talk about it, and especially to people who need to hear it, you know, and that know what you're going through. It helps them, and I hope I do.
I have no doubt. I get the honor of teaching at the women's home, and I love those women, every single one of them, so much. But I said the first day I met you, there's something really special about her. God's going to use her in a really special.
And I hope he does.
He's going to.
I hope he does. And I plan to stay in ministry. I'm going to get my Above and Beyond award. So I'll be at RCR every Thursday to support those women, because I just feel like if I was to leave and never say nothing or never come around, you know, it would break hope in people, you know. So I'm going to be there to support them the whole way, and I'll be at church, and I'll be a part of everything I can be. I'm going to start going to the CR at Woodward Church of God in Athens on Tuesday nights, and hopefully I can start teaching there.
Yeah. Amazing. Like, it's just, you're in high school, you've forgotten everything, you have to relearn how to walk and talk, yet here you are, just not that many years later, like, going to be teaching people. And it's amazing what God can do.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is. And my daughter gets to grow up in it. You know, instead of like sadness and fear and anger and anxiety that you would get in a house full of bad, you know, every child in the home at True Purpose is happy and joyful, you know, and that's because we are happy and joyful, you know. The joy of the Lord is our strength, you know. And so we listen to praise and worship music every morning, and all you see is them little kids running around praising God too, you know, and I'm excited for my daughter to do that. Yeah.
Well, congratulations and good job. And thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much for watching. Isn't it awesome how Jocelyn thought that love was just a fairy tale, but now she is experiencing her happy ending? The home that Jocelyn lives in is through an organization called True Purpose. I encourage you to check them out. They do an incredible job of helping men and women live sober lives while finding their God-given purposes. The other organization Jocelyn talked about was CR. That stands for Celebrate Recovery. If you need help recovering from any hurt, habit, or hang-up, check out their website to find a location near you. Join us next week to hear another incredible story. Be sure to subscribe or follow so you never miss an episode. Most importantly, I pray that you know no matter how far you have run from God, it is never too late. There is always hope because you are loved.